After the Christmas break, the 2025 over 2026 PDC World Darts Championship resumed on 27 December in a completely different atmosphere. While the early rounds allowed room for surprises and cautious approaches, the tournament now entered the third round, a stage where quality, stamina, and mental strength become decisive. With matches played over best-of-7 sets, pressure intensified immediately. Mistakes were punished more severely, momentum swings became more impactful, and only players capable of sustaining a high level over a longer period could survive. The Alexandra Palace was once again packed, loud, and unforgiving. Established stars returned to the stage, emerging talents sensed opportunity, and every player knew that one bad session could end their World Championship dream. Saturday, 27 December afternoon session, 12:30 GMT. Wesley Plaisier versus Krzysztof Ratajski, 3-4. The afternoon session opened with an intriguing contest between Dutchman Wesley Plaisier and experienced Polish campaigner Krzysztof Ratajski. From the outset, it became clear that this match would be a test of nerve and experience. Plaisier started fearlessly, playing with freedom and confidence. His aggressive scoring paid off as he claimed the opening set and immediately put Ratajski under pressure. The Dutchman showed no sign of intimidation on the sport's biggest stage. Ratajski, however, remained composed. Gradually increasing his scoring power and tightening up on the doubles, he began to assert control. The match swung back and forth, with both players trading sets in a tense and evenly balanced encounter. The decisive 7th set ultimately highlighted the difference experience can make. Ratajski produced 2 clinical finishes at crucial moments, breaking Plaisier's throw and sealing a 4-3 victory. Conclusion: a highly commendable performance from Plaisier, but Ratajski's composure and experience in the closing stages proved decisive. Andrew Gilding versus Luke Woodhouse. The second match of the session produced a far more one-sided outcome. Luke Woodhouse delivered one of his finest performances on the Alexandra Palace stage, overwhelming Andrew Gilding with sustained pressure. Woodhouse dominated the scoring phase, repeatedly finding the treble bed and forcing Gilding into defensive positions. Normally reliable on the doubles, Gilding struggled to convert his chances and was unable to slow the pace of the match. Woodhouse capitalized ruthlessly, closing out the contest with a convincing 4-1 victory and securing his place in the last 16. Conclusion: a mature and authoritative display from Woodhouse, underlining his readiness to compete at the highest level. Johnny Clayton versus Niels Zonneveld, 4-3. The standout match of the afternoon saw Johnny Clayton pushed to the limit by Dutchman Niels Zonneveld. Zonneveld played with remarkable confidence, immediately putting Clayton under pressure and refusing to be overawed by the occasion. The Dutchman took an early lead and continued to match Clayton set for set, producing heavy scoring and timely finishes. Clayton was forced to dig deep, using his experience to disrupt rhythm and manage key moments. The match inevitably went the distance. In the decisive 7th set, Clayton demonstrated why he is a former major champion. Holding his nerve on the doubles, he edged across the line with a 4-3 victory. Conclusion: Zonneveld exited the tournament with his reputation enhanced, while Clayton survived a stern test through resilience and experience. Saturday, 27 December evening session. As the evening session got underway on 27 December, the atmosphere inside the Alexandra Palace intensified significantly. With several high-profile names scheduled to appear, the crowd expected drama, and they were not disappointed. Andreas Harrison versus Ricardo Pietreczko, 4-2. The evening began with a clash between 2 unpredictable performers, Andreas Harrison and Ricardo Pietreczko. From the opening legs, Harrison set the tone with a fast, assertive rhythm and consistently heavy scoring. Harrison quickly established a 2-0 lead in sets, using his momentum to apply constant pressure. Pietreczko attempted to disrupt the flow with his animated style and changes of pace, but Harrison remained unfazed. Although Pietreczko responded by claiming the 3rd set, Harrison maintained control. His finishing proved reliable at key moments, and he closed out the match with a deserved 4-2 victory. Conclusion: a composed and disciplined performance from Harrison, showing increasing comfort on the sport's biggest stage. Stephen Bunting versus James Hurrell, 3-4. One of the biggest shocks of the third round unfolded when James Hurrell eliminated Stephen Bunting in a dramatic 7-set encounter. Bunting entered the match as the clear favorite and initially appeared to justify that status. However, Hurrell refused to be intimidated. Playing with freedom and belief, he matched Bunting's scoring power and capitalized on small lapses at crucial moments. The match ebbed and flowed, with neither player able to pull away. The contest went to a decisive 7th set, where composure became the deciding factor. Hurrell remained calm under pressure, while Bunting missed several critical doubles. Hurrell seized the opportunity and secured a remarkable 4-3 victory. Conclusion: a crushing blow for Bunting and a career-defining win for Hurrell, who announced himself on the world stage. Luke Littler versus Mensur Suljovic, 4-0. The evening concluded with a performance that bordered on perfection. Teenage sensation Luke Littler delivered a commanding display against veteran Mensur Suljovic, underlining his credentials as a genuine title contender. Littler dominated every aspect of the match. His scoring was relentless, his finishing ruthless, and his body language remarkably calm. Suljovic attempted to slow the tempo and disrupt Littler's rhythm, but to no avail. With a comprehensive 4-0 victory, Littler cruised into the last 16, reinforcing his growing reputation as one of the most complete players in the field. Conclusion: a statement performance. Littler looked assured, mature, and virtually unstoppable. Summary evening session, 27 December. Harrison continued his impressive run. Hurrell produced a major upset. Littler delivered one of the performances of the tournament. Sunday 28 December afternoon session. The tournament resumed on Sunday 28 December with a compelling afternoon session that highlighted the contrast between form and experience. Several established names faced stern challenges, while outsiders sought to extend their fairy tale runs. Martin Schindler versus Ryan Searle, 0-4. The afternoon opened with a dominant display from Ryan Searle, who produced one of the most convincing performances of the third round against Martin Schindler. From the opening set, Searle's scoring power overwhelmed his opponent. He found the treble bed with remarkable consistency and applied relentless pressure throughout. Schindler attempted to slow the pace and regain control, but Searle offered him very few opportunities. High checkouts and precise finishing allowed Searle to close out the match quickly, securing a comprehensive 4-0 victory. Conclusion: Searle looked supremely confident and could pose a serious threat as the tournament progresses. Damon Hedda versus Rob Cross, 0-4. What was expected to be a closely fought contest turned into a masterclass from Rob Cross. Facing Damon Hedda, Cross delivered a performance built on efficiency, control, and impeccable timing. Cross repeatedly capitalized on Hedda's missed opportunities, punishing errors with clinical finishing. His composure never wavered, and he maintained control throughout the match, never allowing Hedda to gain momentum. The result was a commanding 4-0 victory, underlining Cross's status as one of the most dangerous players in the field. Conclusion: a vintage performance from Cross.com, ruthless, and technically precise. Gary Anderson versus Jermaine Watamena, 4-3. The highlight of the afternoon session was a dramatic encounter between Gary Anderson and Jermaine Watamena, which delivered tension, quality, and drama in equal measure. Watamena began at full throttle, producing aggressive scoring and stunning finishes to seize an early advantage. Anderson responded with his trademark smoothness and tactical awareness, ensuring the match remained finely balanced. The contest developed into a full 7-set battle. In the deciding set, Anderson's experience proved decisive. Keeping his nerve in crucial moments, the two-time world champion edged over the line with a 4-3 victory. Conclusion: Watamena impressed throughout, but Anderson's pedigree once again made the difference. Summary afternoon session, 28 December. Searle and Cross delivered emphatic wins. Anderson survived a major test. Watamena exited with his reputation enhanced. Sunday, 28 December evening session. The evening session on 28 December brought the third round to a close, with several of the tournament's leading contenders stepping onto the Alexandra Palace stage. With places in the last 16 at stake, tension and expectation filled the arena. Gian van Veen versus Madars Razma. 4. Dutchman Gian van Veen continued his impressive run with a controlled and confident performance against Madars Razma. From the opening legs, van Veen imposed himself with heavy scoring and assured finishing. Razma managed to claim one set, but was largely kept at arm's length. Van Veen showed maturity beyond his years, rarely forcing shots and capitalizing on his opponent's mistakes. A deserved 4-1 victory saw van Veen progress comfortably into the 4th round, further establishing himself as one of the breakout players of the championship. Conclusion: composed, efficient, and fearless, van Veen continues to impress. Luke Humphries versus Gabriel Clemens. 4-2. The contest between Luke Humphries and Gabriel Clemens proved to be one of the highest quality matches of the round. Clemens started strongly, using his distinctive rhythm to put Humphries under pressure. Humphries remained patient and gradually raised his level. Key breaks in the middle stages of the match swung momentum firmly in his favor, as his scoring became heavier and his finishing more reliable. Closing out the match 4-2, Humphries demonstrated both resilience and championship mentality. Conclusion: not flawless, but authoritative when it mattered most. Michael van Gerwen versus Arno Merk. 4-1. The final match of the 3rd round featured Michael van Gerwen against outsider Arno Merk. Van Gerwen approached the contest with focus and professionalism, determined to avoid any late drama. Merk played with freedom and managed to claim a set, but van Gerwen quickly responded by increasing the intensity. His scoring became more dominant and his finishing sharper. A controlled 4-1 victory ensured van Gerwen's place in the last 16 without unnecessary complications. Conclusion: efficient rather than spectacular, a hallmark of a seasoned champion. Summary evening session, 28 December. Van Veen confirmed his breakthrough status. Humphries showcased resilience and control. Van Gerwen progressed with minimal fuss. Overall analysis and conclusion. What did we learn from 27 and 28 December? The 3rd round of the 2025 over 2026 PDC World Darts Championship marked a clear turning point in the tournament. With longer match formats and increased pressure, the event began to separate genuine contenders from hopeful challengers. Key themes: elite contenders such as Littler, Van Gerwen, Humphries, and Cross advanced with authority. Breakout performers, including Gian van Veen and James Harrell, seized their opportunities. Experience repeatedly proved decisive in tight, high-pressure moments. Finishing accuracy, rather than raw averages, determined the outcome of many matches. Dutch perspective. The Netherlands enjoyed notable success, particularly through van Veen and Van Gerwen, while others fell narrowly short. The depth of Dutch talent remains strong, though consistency continues to be a decisive factor at the highest level. Looking ahead. With the last 16 now confirmed, the championship entered its most decisive phase. Margins became increasingly fine, pressure intensified, and every missed dart carried greater consequences. The events of 27 and 28 December represented the true crossroads of the tournament, the point at which ambition met reality. Those who found another gear progressed with belief. Those who faltered were left to reflect on opportunities missed. As the World Championship moved towards its climax, these 2 days stood as a defining chapter in what promised to be a memorable edition of the sport's greatest event. Like and subscribe.